Hey, what's good, fellas? It's your boy Tacho here, and we're back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. Alright, my bad, guys. I actually fell asleep waiting for the data download to hit, so unfortunately the information for this data mine is going to be a little bit later than normal, but somehow I was able to wake up in time, so let's go ahead and start talking about this stuff. Now, we don't really have that much outside of things we saw on the banner, or on the trailer rather. So we have the stats for the characters on the banner, and we have some information about that new OC that we also saw in the trailer. So pretty interesting. Let's just go ahead and start things off by covering the units. So we're going to start with Erinys on the far left. So she's got 39 HP, 37 attack, 41 speed, 32 defense, and 23 res for a total BST of 172. And then she has super boons in both attack and speed. So, seems pretty self-explanatory. Based on how her weapon worked, I'm pretty sure plus attack or plus speed was going to be obvious for her super boons. And I would say you can go whichever one you want. If you want to try to go for the quad attacks, go plus speed. Or if you want to try to go for the 2-hit KOs, then you can go plus attack. Basically, her weapon allows her to quad if she's within 2 spaces of a support partner. So that shouldn't be too hard to activate. And then from there, she's also getting attack and speed up 6 on the house. So definitely a flying unit to watch out for. Alright, next up we have Annand. So she's got 37 HP, 35 attack, 39 speed, 27 defense, and 34 res for a BST once again of 172. And she has 1 super boon in plus HP. So I guess her super boon isn't really as relevant. Maybe if you care about Pawns of Loki, but her base HP is already quite low anyway, so it's not really going to make that much of a difference. But mainly what you want Annand for, I think, is going to be the fodder. She comes with guard bearing and sturdy blow. Or sturdy impact, my bad. And then she also has that new weapon that's basically Dex Swabber or Flowing Lance in sword form. So, there you go for Annand. Alright, next up we have Azelle. So, 41 HP, 37 attack, 39 speed, 26 defense, and 23 res for a grand total of 166. And unfortunately, Azelle does not have a super boon, which is kind of a shocker, to be honest. I think he's probably the most hyped character on the whole banner, besides maybe Erinys or Fury, depending on which translation patch of 4 you actually played. So, a little disappointing, but they did give him a tier 4 dual skill anyway, so it's not like him lacking the super boon really matters for arena mode scoring. But still, it would have been nice if he had it anyway, so you could take off his A skill if you wanted. That's probably what I would recommend doing. Unless you seriously care about arena mode, then you may as well run like Swift Sparrow 3 or Attack Speed Push 4 or something else on this guy. Otherwise, not really too much else to talk about. Pretty solid BST, I guess, for Infantry Tome nowadays, but it does suck that he lacks a super boon. Alright, here we go. Now we have the interesting ones, because these are the 4-star characters that we're going to be able to get. So we're going to start with Lex Luthor, of course. This guy's been causing an uproar, because his artwork is actually pretty dope. And he is a 4-star, and he's a male as well. So really can't go wrong there. Okay, so 45 HP, 36 attack, 30 speed, 38 defense, and 19 res. And he is a cavalry type unit with a BST of 168. So pretty similar to what Regan had. If I'm not mistaken, Regan had 1 point less. So not too shabby. And then he has no super boons at all, which isn't really a big deal. I guess the plus attack one would have helped out a lot, because he does have that enemy phase and player phase brave weapon. And what's interesting about his brave weapon is that it gives him defense up 5 and then speed and res minus 5. So we can see here, the res is really going to sting. Keep this guy a mile away from magic attacks, unless you're running a distant counter and vantage build. And as far as speed goes, there's no way he's going to be able to quad attack, so I guess it doesn't even really matter. But a little more attack would have been nice. Either way, it is very awesome to get Lex in the game. It has a pretty solid 4-star merge project, so that's nice. And last but not least, we have Dithorba, which I have no idea how they translated her name into Dithorba. The name that this character had in the translation that I played was Dithvar originally. Not that that's a better name for a girl or anything, but I don't know how you get Dithorba from Dithvar. Either way, she is going to be our Grand Hero Battle unit, and her stats are 43 HP, 35 attack, 38 speed, 23 defense, and 33 res, for a grand total, once again, of 172. Pretty much keeping up with the other green hair flyers on this banner. And then she has no super boons either. So I guess 35-38 is a decent stat line, but we have so many freaking Lance Flyers in the game, and the fact that she does not come with a unique weapon is also going to hurt her. We are going to go over her other skills in just a sec, but just looking at her stats and the lack of a super boon, it's going to be really hard to justify building her if you already have a Lance Flyer built up, and there's so many already. I would probably recommend going for Valter instead, especially after his refine, as opposed to building up Dithorba. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so here we have the artwork for the new OC. So this girl's name is Dagr, and as we can see, she is shredded to hell and back. Giving me some serious Rinka vibes there, so that's cool. Alright, so there's the base art. Here is the attacking art. I like her stand, too, as I called it, the eagle behind her. I guess that's supposed to be her Ghoulin Bursty or whatever. Damn, she is shredded, man. What is this, like a 6-pack or an 8-pack even? Damn. Alright, well, a wise man once said, I love a girl who can kick my ass. And that is exactly what I feel when I see this artwork. So, pretty awesome OC. Definitely a cool new character in Dagr. Okay, so now we move on to the Datamine Grab Bag from our friend Banpei-kun. I totally messed that up, my bad. Banpei-kun from the Fae subreddit, so shoutouts to him. Okay, so there are a couple of things I want to go over in this Datamine Grab Bag. Alright, so we go down over here. Alright, so we take a look at Erinys and Azelle, and they both have these red dual infantry and blue dual flying infantry skills, or basically just dual skills that have the BST increase for arena scoring modes. And they only cost 300 SP, which is kind of a big deal. A lot of people were thinking they might have costed 350 or 400 SP. And the reason why is because, of course, higher scoring skills are going to help you score higher in modes like Arena and Mjolnir Strike and such. So we were hoping that this skill, or these skills, might have had a higher SP cost. And it turns out they don't, because the original dual skills already had 300 SP. And the tier 4 variants are also only going to have 300 SP. So the outrage that I talked about in the video for the trailer, pretty much in full force here. Do not waste your time summoning for these skills. If you're a fan of the characters, then by all means. But do not, for any reason, use these dual skills. They pretty much suck, and they're not going to help you out at all. The scoring has gotten too out of control in arena modes, so even if you have these, they're really not going to help you at all. So just bear that in mind. Okay, we have the skills for Lex at which levels he gets them. So, of course, his main weapon, 5-star. Reposition as a 3-star. That's going to be nice when he gets demoted into 3-star. Attack and defense push 3 as a 4-star. So that's going to be nice if you want to inherit the level 4 variant in one shot. And then we have Axe Experience 3 at 5-star. I'm kind of mad that they didn't give us Axe Valor instead. Obviously, the experience skills aren't really as good as the Valor skills, but whatever. And finally, we have Dithorba. Or, not finally. I was going to say that for Dagr, but I'm still kind of like half asleep here, it turns out. Okay, so here are Dithorba's skills. We have Fire Sweep Lance Plus. We had Glacies at 4-star. Flyer formation at 3-star, or at 4-star. I'm blind, I can't read right now. And Speed and Res Oath at 5-star. Okay, Speed and Res Oath, I guess that's okay. Honestly, they couldn't give us a better combo, like maybe attack speed or attack defense or something. I guess Speed and Res isn't terrible. But this is going to be our first free-to-play Oath skill, I believe. Yeah, I know we've gotten Rouses before, like Ferdinand von Ayer. He has Speed and Defense Rouse. So I want to say this is our first free-to-play Oath skill. But I'd have to go back and check. I'm not 100% on that. And another copy of Flyer Formation. I guess that's good. Flyer Formation is still pretty solid on the ranged flying units, since they got shafted out of guard bearing and dive bomb and stuff. Otherwise, though, her weapon is a real disappointment. In fact, her main artwork also shows her using a perf weapon. So them giving her Fire Sweep Lance is another cop-out. I'm getting real tired of the shenanigans here with the bad inheritable skills on the easy-to-get units. But anyways, let's move on to Dagr, this really powerful woman. So she's got a BST of 176. She is an infantry axe type, which I think that's pretty interesting. Just based on her stand, the hawk thing, I thought she was probably going to be a flying type. But this works too, I guess. So at level 40, she's got 41 HP, 39 attack, 41 speed, 30 defense, and 25 res, with super boons in attack, speed, and res. So you can pretty much build her however you want, I guess. And her main weapon is called Skin Faxi. Skin, huh? Okay, well, she's definitely showing off a lot of that. Okay, but this weapon does Speed Up 3, as well as Pathfinder. Okay, what the hell is Pathfinder? And at the start of combat, if unit's HP is above or equal to 25%, grants all stats +5, and a bonus to all stats during combat equal to the current penalty on each of those stats ×2. Okay, wow, it's literally just Chaos Ragnall with all stats up 5 on top of it. Oh boy. Well, I guess you lose out on distant counter, right? But still, like, the Chaos Ragnall effect is one of the most powerful weapons in the game. So this is already really good. And Pathfinder. When an ally moves through unit space, that space is counted as 0 spaces moved instead of 1 space. Okay. So she lets you use her as a waypoint, kinda. So your units can fast travel through her on the map, basically. And unit space can be freely added to allies' normal movement. Applies only to allies with movement types that allow movement through unit space. Alright, so it's going to be interesting to use her as a waypoint on maps. Like, let's say you have her, like, maybe in the midway point on the map, and your units are starting from the bottom. They would be able to move up and reach her, and then move the rest of the way to the end of the map. And here is a little image that just shows you an example. So I'm assuming all 3 of these guys have Pathfinder on them. And we have Abel here, able to move his normal 3. If he passes in front of Berkut here, he can move 3 again. Or he can continue on to completely finish moving this way. So, it's just a little bit of an example of how it may work. I think what you want to do is probably have someone with Pathfinder in the middle. And then you'll be able to, like, kick off of them and pivot forward more. So, not too shabby. Interesting skill as opposed to Kanto, of course, that we saw on Regan. So I wonder if every different movement type in Book 5 is going to have their own unique, like, movement skill. So we've seen Kanto on Cavalry and now Pathfinder on Infantry. So I wonder what the armor and flying type units are going to get. But anyways, that's going to wrap us up for this Datamine. Hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. And once again, I do apologize for being a little bit late on this one. But that's all for now. So let me know in the comments section what you guys think about all of this. And of course, this is your boy Tacho signing out. So take care, fellas. And I will catch y'all again on the flip side.